It's right around the corner. Reno 1868 FC's season, which is a marathon. It is not a sprint to go through a soccer season with this pro team. And we've seen faces leave, and we've seen faces come back, and that's just that's the nature of the beast in minor league sports. It's different with USL soccer because it's not like the Aces where the Diamondbacks own the players. This isn't where the Quakes own the players. You know, Ian Russell and his staff have to go out and recruit and bring guys in, and unfortunately lose guys every season.
Yeah, I think that's the fun part of it, though, is you get to build your own roster if you're Ian Russell in the front office. You get to go out and get the guys who you think fit your system rather than being told from a parent club, here are your players, go make it work. So I think it's been a really fun, kind of experience to see them add, maybe one or two players every single day. And now most of the pieces are in place, and you can kind of project forward and what some of the strengths and weaknesses are on this roster.
All right, let's send it out to Greater Nevada Field, downtown Reno, where assistant coach Chris Malinup joining us right now from downtown. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, anytime, man. We appreciate your time. Announced by Reno 1868 FC this morning that Aiden Apodaca returning for this year. How important is it to get a piece like that back for your puzzle?
Oh, he's huge. Last year, Aiden had 5 goals, and he was a critical piece to some important games during the season, including 3 assists. He actually was third on a team with 134 minutes per goal, so that's a really, really good ratio. And he contributed both when he started and when he came off the bench. He had 3 goals coming off the bench, 2 when he started, and so those are massive for us. He drew a penalty that resulted in the game-winning goal against Tulsa and included a game winner against Oklahoma City, or actually he tied the game at Oklahoma City, which eventually went on to win. So those goals are critical for us in important parts of the game.
Chris, we had the big man here, Ian Russell, on the sets on Monday, and he talked about Foster Langsdorff joining your attack with Corey Herzog and now Apodaca. He says, we like to score goals. Yeah, scoring goals is fun. I mean, tell me about this offensive attack and what the rest of the USL is going to have to face now with Aiden coming back.
Yeah, I mean, we have options, and that's always good to have depth on a roster. And so Foster obviously coming in, he's scored 21 goals over 2 years. You got Corey Herzog, who obviously led our team last year with goals, and then Aiden coming in, that's a threat who can get in behind defenders and do his work. So having the option and having guys that can score as they start and coming off the bench are definitely critical pieces to scoring the goals that we like to do here in Reno.
So now you guys have 4 defenders, 4 forwards, 5 midfielders officially on the roster. I guess where do you look to kind of finalize things? Where do you guys need a little bit of help?
Well, adding depth is always a critical part of any team because, as you mentioned, that the season's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So making sure that guys stay healthy, making sure that at appropriate times we can rest guys when needed, but also the competition within the squad every single day is important because then guys don't get complacent. They don't get comfortable. They know that every day they're trying to better themselves so that they can be in the starting lineup or in the 18-man, as well as keep their position and keep their playing time as each guy wants to earn.
Chris, we talk about how it's not the big franchise that owns the players. You have to go out and get these guys. How do you sell not only the city of Reno, Greater Nevada Field, all your facilities, your team, your mental attitude, and just the way that you guys like to play? How do you sell that to a player when you're trying to get them to choose you over LA or OKC or something like that?
Well, I think the thing that's been phenomenal with Reno over the last few seasons, and obviously it's a testament to Ian Russell on what he's been able to produce here, is that he's getting the most out of guys during their career, and guys are getting turned over into the MLS, and not necessarily just with the Quakes, but we obviously saw the success that Danny Mazowski was rewarded with signing with LAFC. So I think that's a carrot that guys are chasing, and it's realistic that guys have that opportunity here in Reno, and no one's being held back from those chances to better themselves and better their careers and their livelihood.
What do you think over this time that you've been here? I mean, everybody talks about Ian and all the big faces that we have on this roster. What do you think you've learned about yourself as a coach, and how do you think your task and your craft has progressed in your time here in Reno?
Oh, definitely learned a lot from Ian with each coaching staff I've been with. over the 7 years that I've been an assistant in the USL. Every coach has different needs, different asks of their assistant coach. So with here, it's really paying attention to some of the details when it comes to scouting the opponent. I feel that opportunity that Ian's presented me has given me that chance to really develop and look for the finer details that I wasn't asked of with other coaches prior to coming to Reno.
Season opener not too far away. When do you get all these guys together and start the season? When does training begin?
Guys are actually coming in this week. They're actually, most of them were in the gym today, and we get to kick the soccer ball for the first time on Saturday. So we're excited to finally get back onto the field, both the players and coaches. Look forward to that first time you get to tie the cleats up and get out and begin working for that USL championship.
We always talk about how players are chomping at the bit to get back out on the pitch, back onto the court, back on the field, whatever. Coaches are the same way, Chris. I know you've still got that competitive fire in you. How much are you chomping at the bit at the end of last year? It wasn't what you guys wanted, the way to finish out, but how much have you been saying, man, I got to get back out there?
Oh, we say that every single day. I mean, the moment that last season ended, we're like, oh, okay, let's knock out our collection of players for next season, and let's get going on the field right away. So it seems like it's been 10 months, but every single day we talk about can't wait until we get back on the field, and obviously that's what we're excited to do. Scouting reports and really prepare for the next game is something that we love to do. We're not necessarily office guys, and so being in an office for 2.5 months has been a challenge.
Yeah. Guys that are coaches, they're not wearing slacks and a tie in the office. I'm not seeing that out of you, Chris. Appreciate your time, man. Thanks very much, and we'll see you at home against San Diego Loyal. February 29th is the first exhibition, the first regular season home game against OKC Energy FC on Saturday, March 14th. Thanks for the time.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks very much. Reno1868fc.com if you want to check out season tickets. And once again, it's such a great family-friendly, and I hope they don't have to play in the snow. It was funny to watch them play in the snow last year, and I know the guys didn't like it, but hopefully weather helps out. Where did they train last year? Was it Costa Rica they trained last year? Costa Rica?
I mean, pretty nice if they're kicking the ball on Saturday for the first time.
Yeah.
You're talking about almost 70 degrees, so it'll be a nice opening. Hopefully the weather holds through at the beginning part of the season, but they've done everything that you want to do with the franchise. They've had 3 great seasons, and maybe the postseason success hasn't been there just as you would like, but you just got to keep giving yourself that chance. You got to keep putting yourself in that position to make that run, be playing good ball at the end of the season. That's what they've done, and sometimes you get the breaks in postseason games, and sometimes you don't when it's one and done, when it's a one-game sample size. So, really excited for this season, and high standard to hold up to. I mean, second place in the Western Conference last year. So, the guys who are coming back, they know what it takes to be one of the best teams in the USL.
They've been fortunate because they've been able to keep this coaching staff pretty much together. A lot of their players together for a decent amount of time, overlapping each other. The facility is fantastic. Being able to play downtown at Greater Nevada Field is fantastic. And then having, the Rock right there, ROC, they've got their own medical sort of area. And this is something that some franchises don't have, their own locker rooms and stuff like that. Usually you have to share, and they've got their own sort of flair that they can sell to a player and go, hey, you're going to live in a great city, you're going to get great support, and you're going to be coached by a guy who, honestly, I think Ian Russell ought to be coaching in the U.S. in the MLS right now, and not the USL. I like keeping him here because he's a great guy, and we like going fishing with him, and he's a great coach. But